Hi everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Jensa and today we're going to talk about a little advice for free-to-play players in Lineage 2 Revolution. Specifically, we're going to go over some ideas on the best use of your red diamonds. Red diamonds are the ones that can be acquired free through gameplay as opposed to the blue ones which you can purchase for actual money. Red diamonds you get them as you're doing quests, completing daily activities and that sort of thing. That being said, they are still very limited if you are free to play. Earning them is a little slow and you do have to kind of save up. When you spend them, you want to make sure you're spending them in the best way possible. So I thought I'd give you a few ideas on what you can do to get the most bang for your buck, so to speak, from those red diamonds. Before I do that, though, I do want to mention one thing real quick. I know even for most free to play players, sometimes we can drop a few dollars on the game and do that now and then, still considered free to play because you're not using a lot of money in the game, you're not sinking a ton of cash into it or really getting much of a boost to your gameplay. What you're mainly doing is helping your personal growth and make things a little easier for yourself. If you're able to do that, the one thing that I really suggest is in the daily benefits shop, you have this Diamonds 1 pack. It is $10, and for that amount of money, it lasts for 30 days. Every day you get 120 red diamonds, and for every 8 days you get 10 topaz. You also get a speed buff with this pack that will last for the entire 30 days that you have it. So if you're able to drop a few dollars, maybe you get a gift card or something, or you've got a few extra bucks you can put into the game, this is one of the best things that I can suggest for you to get. Now, once you have those red diamonds, what do you want to do with them? Obviously, that's going to change a little bit depending on exactly your play style and your character status, but I'm going to go over some of the ones that I feel are really the best that everybody can get a lot of benefit from. First and foremost is a one-time purchase thing. That is going to be your inventory space. Inventory now can go up to 500 spaces, and if you look here, you do expand that using red diamonds. Um, it costs 16 per space, and as you can see, you can slide and get as few or as many as you want. Um, and this inventory space can really come in handy, especially when you're AFK farming. You really hate to run out of space and not get any benefit from what you're gaining anymore. So I really suggest that you get this. I found about 300 does work for most players as you're leveling up through the game. I'm going to go ahead and expand mine to 400 right now, and as I get a few more diamonds, I will take that to 5 just for again, the benefit of being able to save some things, especially since we now have 2 sets of rare armor and weapons and things like that. We want to keep a few spaces. Certainly doesn't hurt anything. So as a one-time purchase sort of thing, I say that because it's not something you're going to purchase every day. Once you get up to that maximum number, you can't buy anymore, or once you find a number in that inventory that works for you, you don't need to be spending red diamonds on that every day. So what about the daily stuff? What can you use your red diamonds on a day-to-day basis that'll really give you some great gain? The first thing I'm going to suggest is subquests. Subquests, you get 5 per day to use these scrolls. Once you complete them, you have 3 resets available for these, so you can do a total of 20 subquests. The first reset costs only 50 red diamonds. So for the amount of experience, Adina, and whatnot that you get for doing these subquests, that really is a large bang for your buck. It's really going to help you out a lot. It is one of the best uses I've ever found for red diamonds in this game. So if you can get the quest scrolls, which you can farm in the world, so you don't have to worry about buying those if you don't want to, and level those up, you can level up every 5 C's to a B and every 5 B's to an A. So it really is pretty easy if you do a little AFK farming to get 20 A quest scrolls that you can use to do these quests every day. If you want to spend the red diamonds resetting those, it really is almost no effort to get 10 a day and do that first reset. And I've done that most days and had a lot of benefit doing that. The next thing I'm going to talk about are dungeon resets. There are several ways you can use red diamonds in dungeons, and again, this may change for you a little bit depending on exactly what you're doing with your character. First and foremost in the dungeons is the elite dungeon, and I cannot tap on the right thing here, so I apologize. Bear with me one moment. But in Elite Dungeons, you have Hot Time. During this Hot Time, you get an increased item drop rate, increased experience, and that includes the increase in the Proof of Blood and Red Star Stone, which are really useful for your clan and clan activities. Once you use up the hot time that you're given to start the day, as you can see, you can recharge that time. 15 minutes for 100 diamonds, and you can just keep adding that up until you get a total of 75 minutes for 1300. Now, if you're free to play, 75 minutes for 1300 is probably not going to be what you want every day, but if you can get that first, 100 diamonds that you can get an extra 15 minutes, even that gives you a lot of extra experience, red star stone, and proof of blood. So it is really a great use of your red diamonds. Now, dungeon resets, the daily dungeon, you can reset twice after your initial completion. Um, and depending on what day it is, you can get multiples of these rewards, especially if you're on a very hard. You can complete the very hard level of the daily dungeon to get 4 upgrade stones on each of these days, and then at the end of the week get the selection box. So that's 12 of each stone and 12 in the selection box. That really helps you gain these pretty quickly when they're fairly difficult to gain any other way. You can also, if you want to do the alternate days, get the scrolls for enhancing your either weapons, armor, or accessories depending on the day. I know a lot of people do these, and it is really a great way to get those stones much more quickly than you otherwise would. The other dungeons, if you want to spend on say the trials of experience, if you're really desperate maybe to get another level or to level up and you have some extra diamonds around, the summoning circle and temple guardian I believe you can reset as well. I don't really reset those. I think the 2 times a day gives me enough material for what I want, unless again you're really pushing to do something specific. And again, after you do subquests, hot time, and maybe a daily dungeon or something like that, once you do all those resets, if you're not buying red diamonds, that's going to kind of be the limit of what you can spend on a day-to-day basis. So those would be my suggestions for you. Before we end the video, I am going to talk about what I don't think you should ever spend your red diamonds on, and that's mostly going to be in the shop. If you look at the shop, where you have the ability to spend the red diamonds are on these summon boxes mainly. You get either 1 high grade equipment for 80 or 10 for 800. This actually used to be 1200, so they did drop that a little bit in the newest update. If you're a lower level player, maybe 10 high grade item equipment is something you want to go ahead and drop 800 red diamonds on. However, for me, especially, you mostly get A equipment in there. Getting SRs is really pretty rare, and getting rare equipment is really, really rare, so to speak, in those boxes. So I really personally don't find that that's a great use of those red diamonds when I could be spending them for resets or quest scrolls or things like that. Every now and then you get some of these new items. If you want the special material box, sometimes that might work for you. It all depends on your personal preference and what you want to do with your character. But again, these summon boxes, I don't personally feel that they're a great use for those red diamonds. Those are mainly going to be the things you can purchase with red diamonds. As you can see, all your consumables require a Dina. You can get the S quest scrolls for 240. Those are really great. Again, if you're leveling up, and you can spend some red diamonds to get those. If you do 5 of those, you really get a huge boost in leveling up your character. So, or maybe you only want to do 1 of those a day and then do your A quest scrolls after that, some mixture of that. This is another good thing to spend them on, but not fantastic value depending on exactly what your situation is. Um, so just a quick video today. That's my advice. I had a lot of questions on where to spend red diamonds. And again, if you're free to play, it is somewhat limited. So I think those things are your best bet for your money. If you have other suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments or contact me personally and let me know. And I'll be glad to do, some update or follow up if I think we have something else that can be a lot of help to people. Thank you again for watching.